You want to use data-driven decisions to pick your very first Amazon product. The last thing you want to do is use your own hunch or intuition to launch a product and then realize that that's not what the market wanted. I want data point after data point telling me that this is what the market wants. Hard, solid facts to show me this is a product, it's going to do well, and there's not going to be a lot of risk. There have been multiple products that I have turned down that had a lot of potential, but they were simply too risky because the data wasn't there. Most of these were new inventions that there's not really a lot of relevant products being sold on Amazon. It's too new, it's too different. And so typically I would use products that are similar to judge demand for what I'm hoping to launch. But in this case, that didn't really exist. So sure, it could do phenomenally and it could take off well, or it could be a shit product. So in this video, I've got 3 incredibly important points you need to be using to make sure your decisions are data-driven and not your own hunch that will bite you in the butt over and over again. I did it. I preach from experience. My 4th product launched about 6 months ago now, and it's only going to sell out today, this month in December, because of the Q4 massive spike in sales. I've been selling this out at a break even, had $8,000 to $10,000 in capital tied up over this journey, and I'm not going to make $1 off of it. The reason? Because I launched this product with a new design, which would have been enough to innovate in the space, but I picked crappy designs. The little amount of testing I did just wasn't enough and wasn't strong enough correlation to say, yes, I have a better product. I'm actually relaunching into this space. The product's sitting in China right now. We're arranging sea shipping. We now have a new feature, which is, it's a huge new feature. But more importantly, we also have redone our designs. They're drastically different. And now when we put our designs up against the #1 seller in the space, we got 700% more first place votes than the top seller in our 3-way poll. It shouldn't surprise you that we are very confident about this product. Not only do we have this new feature, but numbers don't lie. So let's go through these 3 points, but we got to start off with what is not data-driven. The opportunity score you see on most extensions is completely BS. These extensions will tell you, say, a market is an 8 out of 10 on the opportunity scale. They can read the data, but they can't interpret it at all. Imagine a world where you're searching for dog toothpaste, and Jungle Scout says that's an 8 out of 10 opportunity. But what if the best-selling product on the page happens to be in rank 12 and it's a dog toothbrush, not a toothpaste? Well, isn't that going to skew the data? Yes, it is. But Jungle Scout doesn't know the difference, and that's just one of the many fallacies with this kind of short-sighted black and white data analysis that does not work. New sellers also make the costly mistake of not looking at how much revenue is in a market. Most sellers want to sell $10,000, $20,000, or $50,000 on their first product, but I see you guys coming to me with markets where nobody is selling more than $10,000. So if nobody's selling more than $10,000, how are you ever supposed to sell more than 10K? Know what your goal is, and if there are not 4 or 5 other sellers in that space selling that much money every month, your goal is not going to happen. For those of you who can't find your first product, this first point is the most important one for you. For when you're looking for features, ideas, and designs to put on your product to innovate it, you need to be stealing from the competition as much as possible. Oh, you saw my video on building blocks and you want to get into that market. Well, why don't you go over to Lego, see what they have done really well, and then steal those ideas and bring them over to the other building block spaces. And don't pick the $10,000 a month Lego sets. Those are the garbage ones. Pick the $100,000 or $300,000 a month Lego sets and take those important ideas, the reasons why people are buying those sets, and read the reviews and figure out exact reasons for that, and then bring them over to these other building block spaces. Oh, you want to go ahead and put a princess design on a product that you think would be great for little girls. Well, let's go type in princess toys on Amazon and see what are the popular designs of princesses. What sells well? Let's establish the themes of what designs are doing phenomenally, and let's start there as our baseline for designs that are good. This works with features also. We're looking in a space that has $2+ million a month in sales. We notice that one person has a feature that's completely unique. Nobody else has done it like this, and he's doing 90, 100K a month. Another person has a design, also very unique. Nobody's done a design like this, and they are doing $50,000 a month. Well, what would happen if I took the design from this one seller, paired it with this other phenomenal feature from this $100,000 a month seller, and boom, created a product like that? Turns out the margins weren't great on that product, so we're pursuing something else in the space. But that kind of thinking is what gets you money. Now, don't steal something 100%. Make sure images you use you have rights to, but why would you reinvent something? We already have data. People are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month potentially on whatever products you found that are selling well. They are literally putting their money where their mouth is. Why wouldn't you want to use that data and that proof of demand and bring it to your product? When I have a product idea that's really just the beginning of the process, I then want to get feedback from as many people as possible within my target market, people who are buying the products I'm selling. You can't ask most 16-year-old guys if the idea for your baby product is good, because that data is going to probably be worthless. So this could take the form of many different ways. I had somebody who wanted to do a guitar accessory once. I told them, mock up, get a drawing of your idea, bring it down to Guitar Center, and ask everybody there if they would prefer to buy yours over the one that's currently on their shelves, and have that discussion with them. I'm currently working on a video game thing product, and I have a lot of experience with that, but so do my friends and so do my cousins. So I asked them all if they thought that would be a useful product to have, and I got phenomenal feedback from every single one of them. It gives me a lot more confidence that I have a good idea. Somebody wanted to work on a yoga product once. I said, take your idea for your product, get a prototype, and go to yoga classes and see what people there think of your idea. The easiest thing to test is new designs because of this polling software I use called PickFu. It allows me to put up my design right next to the top sellers in the space and get feedback from actual Amazon Prime members within specific niches, say women or men in certain ages. And within an hour, I'll get 50 responses to tell me which design they like best. On a product I'm currently working on, I did 4 or 5 of these different PickFu polls. So on the products we're looking to compete against, we noticed this guy was selling 50 to 70K a month, but his designs were average at best. And that's just my personal opinion. I could have tested that and figured out he had a phenomenal design, but I'd say it's more like a 6, 6.5 out of 10. So we then went to Amazon, looked at the best-selling products with that same theme. We took some of those ideas, found some drawings we got online for like $5, and then tested those against the current product that's selling 50 to 70K a month. And in that first round, we got an idea to say, yes, we were correct. His design is not that great. And we figured out which of our designs were most liked. Then we were able to go through multiple different iterations of the poll to figure out which design of ours was the absolute best and which color scheme came out on top for that design. And eventually, in our last poll, we took our final design, put it against our number one competitor, and we got 250% more votes saying that we had the better design. Do you know how confident I feel about this product with that much data to say we have a better design, and that is literally all that matters? The entire market for this product looks exactly the same except for this one guy who decided to put a design on it. What I've been describing is the next point on our list. When you're making your analysis, you want to have as few competitors and as few variables as possible. Imagine if the space I described wasn't the exact same. In fact, every single person had a vast variety of features and colors and designs. And so now it becomes very difficult for me to pinpoint exactly why people are buying this product. Is it the design? I don't know. These guys all have different designs and they're all a bit differently. Is it this specific feature? Well, I don't know. These 3 sellers have that feature and these all don't, but they have different features. Is it this thing or that thing? And it becomes very difficult to determine the exact reason why someone's buying a product when there are tons and tons of features and design variables between each product. I really enjoy looking at products that are very homogeneous, meaning most of the products look exactly the same. So when I see one that's different and it has one thing they've done different, it's pretty clear that is the reason why. It's not that they have a perfect combination of features and designs. It's just one simple thing. I was looking at a product with a student just a week ago, and he brings me this market, and it is one of those markets where it has so many different features and combinations and colors. I don't know why some of these are getting purchased over the others. It's just not clear. But then we narrowed down to the tall sub niche of this niche. So we looked at just the tall products. In this sub niche, there were only 4 competitors. Notice how we're limiting our number of competitors and variables here. Of those 4 products, 2 of them weren't FBA, and the 2 that were FBA were selling about $12,000 a month between the 2 of them, but they had a huge flaw in them. They weren't quality products. So now I can narrow down to this point. People are buying this crappy product, these 2, because it's tall. That's the only reason. So now I know that there is $12,000 a month in demand for tall products, likely even more because these are garbage products. What if they were 4.5 or 5-star products? Then they very likely could do $20,000 or even more a month in sales because people are scared off by these bad reviews. Now I know all I need to do is launch a tall product that fixes the issues of these other 2, and I'm going to have a successful product. The key here is that the best data is when you can narrow down the exact reason why customers are purchasing certain product. You're gonna feel a lot more confident in your first product when the root of your success is based in data and not luck. If you want to hear more about this strategy, I built an entire 12-hour course built around this. That'll be the first link in the description. If not, I have 2 YouTube videos here with the most asked questions I see from new sellers. Go check those out and smash subscribe. You guys are awesome. I'll see you in the next video.